Hi everyone. I'm going to be doing a series of guided meditation videos, hopefully releasing one a week. Not exactly sure how I'm going to do it, if I'm going to do like a progressive thing, or just do some different meditations, or maybe just kind of a similar meditation each week. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, I hope that you find this useful, and you're welcome to share it as well. So what I'd like to do first is just go over some basics about meditation. If you want, you can start by closing your eyes. I often recommend that people close their eyes, but if you're more comfortable, you can keep your eyes open, but just find a spot on the floor to stare at, kind of like half closing your eyes. But I like to close my eyes. Ideally, you want to be seated upright. You can meditate lying down, and I know there are certain types of meditation that works perfectly fine lying down. But in traditional meditation, the recommendation is that you keep your spine erect. And the reason for this is that they say that the ideal meditative state is a balance between relaxation and alertness. So it's finding this middle point between, you don't want to be too relaxed, and if you're lying down or if you're slouched, your body's going to start to get too relaxed, your mind's going to get too relaxed, and it will become more difficult to maintain concentration and stay focused in the present moment. So, yes, so keeping your spine upright is important. I often tell people, while there are these recommendations, just do whatever works for you. Do whatever your body needs. I'm seated here on my meditation cushion, in half lotus position, and this is fine for me. But I've been doing this for a long time, and I know that for other people, this position could be hard on the hips. It could be hard on different parts of the body. So whatever you need to do, if you need to lie down, if you need to change position, just do that. Listen to your body. So again, if you haven't already, you can close your eyes. Start to notice your breath. I tell people to breathe in and out of the nose for the most part, but you can play around with it again. Breathing in the nose and out the mouth can work. I do that sometimes, especially when you're first getting into it and trying to get present, trying to release some stress. It can be helpful to take breaths in through the nose and out the mouth. And actually, if you breathe out the mouth and extend the out breath a little bit longer than the in breath, that is also a great way of decreasing anxiety, of slowing down the mind, activating the parasympathetic nervous system. So again, you can play with it and do what works for you. I'm a really big fan of sighing, so I'm going to do that right now, and you're welcome to join me. And just take in a big deep breath in and sighing it out. And again. again, a deep breath in. And sighing it out. There's something about letting your body make noise while you're focusing on your breath that, for me, it's just really grounding, really helps start to release tension from my body. So, again, just getting started here. Bringing your attention to the sensation of your breath. You might notice your mind is just jumping from thought to thought, from whatever you've been doing this morning or today, what you plan on doing later, what's going on in the news. But what we're trying to do right here at the beginning is just bring all of these different threads of attention and energy in. Just bringing it all in to this present moment, into your body. So like I said, noticing your breath, the sensation of your breath. There's different techniques here. You're welcome to, again, play around with it. Do what works for you. You can focus on one spot, like the rim of your nostrils, feeling the air move in as you breathe in. And feeling the air move out as you breathe out. Some people like that, so choosing a spot, maybe focusing on your lungs, your chest. Or you can focus on like the whole wave of the breath, so feeling the sensation of the air moving in past the rim of your nostrils, into your nose, down your throat, filling up your lungs. And as you exhale, feeling your lungs deflate and push the air back up your throat, out of your nose, or out of your mouth, depending on how you're breathing. And also letting your attention come into your body a little bit more. We're not going to do a full body scan meditation today, but just doing a brief one, bringing your attention to your feet, your toes, really trying to feel the sensation in that part of your body without touching it, just by bringing your attention there. Your ankles, your shins, calves, your knees, backside of your knees, your thighs, your hamstrings, your butt, and pelvis, and groin, hips, belly. As we go through, just noticing any points of tension. A lot of times we unconsciously squeeze or clench certain muscles, and may not even be aware of it. So just noticing any tension And as you bring your awareness to each part of the body, just inviting relaxation, inviting unclenching, letting go, just inviting it, not trying to force yourself to relax. That's not effective. But just putting the invitation out there for each muscle to relax a little bit more. So again, your belly, your lower back, mid-back, whole abdomen, your chest, upper back, shoulders, your upper arms and elbows, forearms and hands and fingers. Mostly for this particular meditation practice we're going to do today, which is primarily concentration, a mix of concentration and mindfulness meditation. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, primarily we want to stay as still as possible physically. But sometimes it helps to just do a little stretch of the shoulders or whatever. Again, just listen to your body, do what's most true for you. But the more you can stay still throughout this meditation, the easier it will be to achieve the desired results, which I may talk about. So continuing, bringing your attention into your body, up from your shoulders to your neck, your throat, that point where your skull connects with your neck, back of your head, the top of your head, letting your attention move down your forehead to your eyes and ears, temples, sinuses, your nose, your jaw, your cheeks, lips, mouth, teeth and tongue, chin. And then just letting your attention move all the way back down from your chin, down your neck, chest, abdomen, pelvis, legs, and to your feet. I guess we did more of a body scan than I expected. But doing that quickly at the beginning of any type of meditation is extremely helpful for bringing your attention into the present moment, really consolidating it into your body and immediate environment. So bringing your attention back to your breath. I'm spending a long time here going over the basics because they're extremely important. So, yeah, and I may not go over them in as much detail in the next videos. So you can always come back to this, but all of these things I've been going over, they're very important to establishing an effective meditation practice. So I'm just going to take my time here. So what I want to do before really jumping into the main practice is talk about deep breathing. A lot of people think they know what deep breathing is, but when you ask them to do it, it's clear that they don't. So what we're going to do is just, you can do this if you'd like. Maybe you already know about abdominal breathing, belly breathing. What's the other word? Oh, diaphragmatic breathing. But if you don't, if you do or don't, you just want to follow along with this, great. So you can put a hand on your belly and a hand on your chest and breathe in normally. And just notice which hand moved the most. For most people, the hand that moved the most when you breathe normally is the hand on your chest, because most people are breathing with the top half of their lungs, and it inflates the chest, and then the chest deflates, and that's it. But what we want to do in meditation, and really as much as possible throughout the day, all the time, if you can switch to diaphragmatic breathing, it has many benefits. And what this is like is, as you breathe in, you push the air down into your belly. Of course, the air is not actually going down into your belly, but that's the feeling of the sensation. It's like as you breathe in, you're trying to make yourself fatter. And you should be able to feel the hand that's on your belly, over your belly button or just below your belly button, expand, or you should feel that hand rise, and the chest can stay relatively still. And it's actually a little awkward to do this type of breathing if you're not used to it. So if you're having trouble with it, just be patient with yourself, and keep practicing, keep trying. It really takes conscious intention for a long time of really, as you breathe in, just consciously moving that breath down, pushing out your belly a little bit. As you do this, you're actually breathing air down into the lower parts of your lungs, which pushes your diaphragm down and contracts the diaphragm, which then pushes out the belly. And that's what's happening. And so it's great to practice just the belly breathing. Eventually what you can do is both. It's kind of like this wave that happens where you breathe down into your belly first, and then let the air also expand the top of your lungs, so your chest moves out. So both your belly expands first, and then your chest falls, and then your belly falls. And it's like this wave that happens. And that way you're really maximizing your oxygen intake and oxygenating your blood, activating your parasympathetic nervous system, decreasing anxiety. There's a ton of benefits just from this. So anytime you think about it, you're going to forget a lot, but anytime you think about it, belly breathing, just remind yourself to return to that practice. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move into the more formal meditation practice here. So you can't see my hands here, but here, let me just move this for a second. So in more formal meditation practice, they often put their hands like this, left hand down, right hand on top, and just barely touching the thumbs like that. And that's what I do most of the time. Other times people just do this, palms open on the knees. You can do your hands down on the knees. You can do one hand up, one hand down. Sometimes hands down feels a little more grounding. Hands up, a little more opening. So again, just do whatever you want to do. Whatever feels most true for you. So again, closing your eyes if they're not closed, and if you want to close them. And really with laser-like focus, really bringing your awareness to the sensation of your breath in whatever way you want to. Remembering to take belly breaths. Also occasionally shooting your awareness through your body, noticing if any muscles have re-clenched, and re-inviting them to relax. So just really bringing your attention to the sensation of your breath, moving in, and moving out. Seeing if you can let go of any thoughts that come up. A lot of people have this idea that if your mind isn't completely quiet in meditation, then you're doing it wrong. And that is absolutely not true. It is well known in traditional meditation practices that this is just a reality. This is just something that is completely normal for virtually all humans. We are virtually all conditioned in this way, where our minds are constantly engaged, constantly assessing, thinking, worrying, remembering, planning, and imagining. Constant. It is a habit that we've been training in for years and years, decades. And in this practice of meditation, we are retraining our minds. We're retraining our attention and therefore changing the structure of our brains. So, yes, you will get distracted by thoughts. Sometimes, some days, some meditation sessions, it will happen frequently. And other times, not. Other times it'll be easier. So anytime you notice that your attention has wandered, maybe because of something in your environment, like a cat scratching on your bed, or other noises in your environment, or just thoughts that come up, just acknowledge what is happening, like, oh, I'm thinking again. Oh, I'm distracted again. And then gently bring your attention back to the sensation of your breath. And bring your awareness back to the breath, to the body, and to the present moment. Our minds are kind of like puppies, like as if we were training a puppy, and they're just constantly running off the path, finding different things to chew on, just running wild. And just like we would with a puppy, we would shorten the leash or tug the leash back to the side to get them back on track. And that's what we do with the mind, is really, if you start to notice a thought forming, the sooner you can catch it, the better. You start to notice a thought forming and then just cut it off, tug that leash of mindfulness and bring it back to the sensation of your breath. And just like with a puppy, you would have compassion for it. It's just doing what puppies do. Your mind is just doing what minds do. So, really trying to develop this non-judgmental attitude and develop compassion for yourself. It's a huge part of this practice, because you will get frustrated with how wild the mind can be. The more you practice meditation, the more you'll see exactly how wild the mind can be. And so just always trying to remember that, bring it back to, you're treating your mind, you're treating yourself just like you would a puppy, with gentleness, compassion, but also firmness. So bringing your attention back to the sensation of your breath. In meditation, there is generally two movements. One is focusing attention, and the other is opening attention. So in concentration meditation, we will be focusing our attention, we're narrowing it down to focus on just one thing. The sensation of the breath. Or maybe even a few things. The breath, the body, and your immediate environment. But you're narrowing the focus of your attention. So we're just going to do this for a few minutes this time. Just continuously following the sensation of your breath. And anytime you notice that you're distracted by thoughts or emotions, just see if you can acknowledge them and then let go of them and bring your attention back. You might notice that your mind is particularly clever in that you can also split your attention. You can half focus on the breath and half focus on whatever thoughts you're thinking. And if you notice that, just acknowledge it, just call yourself out and see if you can bring your full attention back to your breath, your body, and this moment. And now, always, in any meditation, for the most part, we're going to be using the breath as the anchor. The breath and the body are always in the present moment, even if our mind is not. Our mind can be in the future, thinking about something that's going to happen, planning, worrying, or in the past, remembering, regretting, or in imagination. So the mind can move all over the place like that. But the body, the actual physical body and your breath are always locked into the present. So we will always use those as the anchor for our attention. But what I'd like you to do now is start to open your attention. open up your awareness. So you're not just focused on your breath, you are noticing your breath, you are noticing your body, but you're also starting to notice other things in your immediate environment. It's almost like you can imagine we have this bubble surrounding us, and what we were just doing and concentrating is we were constricting the bubble so that we're just focused on what's within the bubble, just on our breath and bodies. But now we're expanding that bubble to fill up the room you're in. Noticing any sounds in your immediate environment. Just listening, bringing your attention to your sense of hearing. Seeing if you can listen intently without thinking too much about what you're hearing. So you hear my voice. Whatever sounds might be around you. And maybe you even notice the silence in between and underneath these sounds. Notice your sense of touch, the clothes on your skin. Maybe there's a slight draft, air moving past your skin. Position of your hands and feet. If you want to, you can even open your eyes and look around. Again, just seeing if you can see without thinking too much about what you're seeing. Just noticing what's in your immediate environment. Whenever you want to, you can close your eyes again. And noticing your thoughts, your emotions. So now you have this bubble of awareness that's expanded to fill the room. And so you both have an awareness of the external environment and your sensory experience of that environment. But you also have an awareness of your internal environment